Across the state, every eye and ear is focused on one stadium where the sea of red is man-made. A place where every Saturday is a stage for our team, for our resolve, and for our values.
It's toughness, it's dedication, it's work ethic. That's what Nebraska is.
This is Husker Nation.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic, as well as Chimney Rock Medical Center, located in Bayard. Our dedicated team is committed to you and our community every time at Morrill County Community Hospital, Bridgeport, Nebraska.
Back on the pregame show tonight here on KNEB. Now time to check in with Gering head coach Amanda Cochran ahead of first serve here tonight at Scottsbluff High School. And Coach, coming off the loss against Chadron, a 5-setter, your first home match last Thursday night. Chadron had come off a 5-setter against Alliance. To be honest, it really didn't feel like there was too much in the way of separating you two teams talent-wise. Was it more of a case of your team just trying to get over the hump and learning how to win a real competitive match against a good team?
Yeah, all the credit goes to Chadron. They played very well that night. I really feel like a difference in the match was the aggressiveness at the end of the game. And going up and taking a big swing on the ball. And so that's kind of our focus tonight, is hitting and attacking and never letting up.
Is that just playing with more confidence and believing in each individual, believing in themselves?
Yeah, that has a part of it. And also just making sure that they get in position every time, every ball, so they can take a swing.
It seemed like the hustle and effort was there, and as a head coach, when you don't have to worry about those type things, that's half the battle, isn't it?
It is, and these girls have a lot of heart, and they're not going to give up on any game. So, we're in a good fight together, and I'm super proud of everything these girls have done so far, and we can just keep growing together.
You're 1-0 against Scottsbluff on the year. That came up in a busy weekend for everybody there in Gillette. What do you think made the difference for you guys against the Lady Cats the first time around?
I think we passed very well that game, and we served pretty well. So that's kind of our focus today, passing and serving, making great choices and consistency on those areas of our game. And like I said earlier, just swinging away offensively.
And also probably trying to handle a road environment, a hostile environment, and a rivalry matchup. Keeping emotions in check probably comes into a play in a match like tonight.
Yeah, it's nice to have a game so close to home, and we're just excited to play another match.
And I'll get you out of here on this one. Our key to the match tonight with Amanda Cochran, head coach at Gering, brought to you by Team Auto Center. You get that lifetime warranty there with every new vehicle purchase. What do you think it is going to take for your club to get a win tonight, Coach?
I think we're going to focus on our side and consistency, and like I said earlier, swinging away aggressively.
High school volleyball just moments away here from Scottsbluff. That was Amanda Cochran, coach at Gering. Coach, thanks a lot for the time, and best of luck tonight.
Thanks, Chris.
Across the state, every eye and ear is focused on one stadium where the sea of red is man-made. A place where every Saturday is a stage for our team, for our resolve, and for our values.
It's toughness, it's dedication, it's work ethic. That's what Nebraska is.
This is Husker Nation.
Buyers Realty has been helping people in the community find their dream home since 1994. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, our friendly staff will put in the work to help you reach the finish line. We also do property management for buildings in Scottsbluff, Gering, and beyond. You can find an extensive list of our properties by visiting our website at callbuyersrealty.com. Or you can visit our Scottsbluff offices on Avenue B, right next to Bumper to Bumper. Panhandle's best, Buyers Realty. Community strong, community proud, we have what you're looking for.
We're back on tonight's pregame show with high school volleyball set to take center stage here tonight from Scottsbluff High School. The Lady Bearcats entertaining crosstown rival Gering High. Time to visit with Scottsbluff head coach Alexia Lankin. Coach, nothing quite like a rivalry match. We'll get to this Gering matchup coming up. But last week you played some tough competition, Cheyenne East, and then on the road at Cheyenne Central. You dropped all 6 sets. Competition-wise, obviously a step up. What'd you learn about your club in those 2 losses?
We did a lot of great things in those games. We took one set 25-27, and so we were right there. And I saw a lot of really good things. I saw them play together, and I thought they did an especially good job taking the notes that I gave them pregame about the team and really putting those into action in the game.
Yeah, you make a good point. If people are just scouting a stat line or a box score and they see a 3-0 match, you might think it wasn't all that competitive. But I've seen numerous times this year, whether it's you or Gering, some pretty good competition in matches that were just 3 sets. But boy, there can be a wide range of outcomes in 3-set sweeps. And you mentioned the 27-25 set against Cheyenne East. That was impressive. So you say the team's starting to take what you're coaching them to do, transferring it from practice or pregame huddles or pregame conversations in the locker room to the floor, and that's got to show you a team that's starting to improve and make the necessary adjustments.
Absolutely. As a coach, you want to see that application of the things we're doing matter, and so I would agree. Yeah, they are doing those things that we're doing in practice, and I'm giving them in pregame speeches and stuff, and so I'm very proud of that aspect, that they're taking that and really improving.
It'd been a busy stretch, 6 matches that prior weekend, 2 matches last week. I would imagine a weekend off might have been needed to kind of regroup and get a little bit rested.
Yeah, it was very nice to have the weekend off, and yesterday's practice was awesome. They came back refreshed and focused and ready to go.
So home match tonight against Gering. You've played them once up at Campbell County in Gillette. What was the difference in that match? I know it was the second to final match of the weekend, maybe some tired legs. What made the difference in Gering's win the first time around?
I'm not trying to make excuses for us, but we just came off, once again, another really tough match. We lost this at 25-27 to Bighorn, Wyoming, and so that was just a heartbreaker. And so I don't think our girls were really mentally prepared for what lay ahead of them in that next game versus Gering. I can guarantee those things have been fixed, especially since we haven't had a game prior to this one this week. And so I know that they are fully focused this time.
And we'll get you out of here on this one, Coach. Our key to the game brought to you by Team Auto Center. You get the lifetime warranty with every new vehicle purchase at Team Auto. Our Team Auto key to the game now with Alexia Lanka. Coach, what's it take to get a big home win tonight?
It's going to take us flying around, diving, having good attitudes, awesome effort to get this one tonight.
And we'll come back with more. Appreciate the time right there with Alexia Lanka. Coach, as always, best of luck and good luck this evening.
Thank you.
And we'll have more with the pregame show.
Have a ball this fall getting your property in shape with a new John Deere compact tractor. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all compacts, like the hard-working 1 family and the economical 3E series. And get $500 off with the purchase of 2 qualifying implements that turn your tractor into the workhorse it was built to be. Clean up your property and clean up on savings with John Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Have a ball this fall getting your property in shape with a new John Deere compact tractor. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all compacts, like the hard-working 1 family and the economical 3E series. And get $500 off with the purchase of 2 qualifying implements that turn your tractor into the workhorse it was built to be. Clean up your property and clean up on savings with John Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
there's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience. Locate a dealer at biggreenegg.com.
Before you go back to serve, get yourself mentally focused, trust your training, and then go and swing aggressively at the ball and try to make a difference in what the other team can or can't do.
We're looking forward to it here in just a few moments with first serve on the way. We've still got the playing of the national anthem. We'll keep it right here throughout, and the introduction of starting lineups. In the junior varsity contest earlier, Scottsbluff a 2-set sweep, 25-10 and 25-12 were the finals in those two games earlier as Scottsbluff won here in the JV match. It looks like Scottsbluff will be in all black with the home uniforms for tonight. Gering will have the blue tops and the black shorts on. The buzzer sounds. We get ready for, we'll see, it looks like the national anthem is on the way next, and then we'll get two starting lineups. Gering comes in with a record of 3-5. Scottsbluff at 2-7. Each team playing their first match of this week. We will keep it right here, and we'll have the playing of the national anthem for you on KNEB. Scottsbluff High Pep Band in fine form for tonight across the way here at Scottsbluff High. We get set for the introduction of starting lineups. Lineups, as always, brought to you by Western Nebraska Community College. Fall classes are underway. You can always log on to find out more at wncc.edu. That's WNCC. Starting lineups now, Olivia Schaub, top player on the roster this year so far for Gering, a 6'1 senior. Next up off the bench is the young sophomore Macy Boggs at 5'10. Going to be a heck of a player, having a fine sophomore season. Ellie Winkler, a 5'11 junior. Emily Harrison, a 5'10 junior. Next to be introduced here tonight for the Lady Bulldogs from Gering. Zoe Smith, a 5'7 junior. And Jasmine Johnson, a 5'10 senior, really played pretty well. Hadn't played volleyball since her freshman year. Really starting to get her sea legs back underneath her this year for Amanda Cochran. And Jenna Baltazar, a 5'11 senior, introduced here as well. Zoe Smith with the libero jersey on for Amanda Cochran's Lady Bulldogs. Now the home folks are on their feet as we get set for the introduction of the Scottsbluff starting lineup. Emma Foote will play on the outside, a sophomore. Logan Hernandez. The libero was Shelby Bewley late last week, and in Gillette. That's going to be Hernandez tonight. Jade Walker in the middle, a junior. There's Bewley, also a junior. Thought she played really well last week as the libero, but with Mackenzie Dunkel out tonight, she'll be forced to an outside position. Salome Becker, a senior. And Gracie Michael saw some extensive court time as a freshman
and now relied on heavily at that center position for Scottsbluff. And last off the bench is junior Emma Herman, who will set up shop in the middle. Moments away now from first serve, brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza at 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff, where it's always love at 425 degrees. And don't forget to register for the Papa Murphy's Tex Club. They've got a sweet deal waiting on you there. Chris Cottrell, former Gering head coach Craig Shadwinkle, excited for high school volleyball coverage tonight on KNEB.TV. That means Allo Channel 15 and Mobius Channel 1500 as well. And of course our traditional radio call here on KNEB AM 960 and 100.3 FM, and that means KNEB.com. Coach, another great thing about this rivalry is just the great contrasting colors.
That's right.
You just get that good atmosphere, that good feel.
That's right. You know, another thing, Chris, about playing in Scottsbluff is the gym. There's a lot of lights that hang down. The baskets protrude out towards the court. And I always told the kids, you got to make sure you're following that ball, especially on a high dig, because that can make a real difference in how you can play it.
Now that's the analysis we brought you here for, Coach.
Okay.
That hard-hitting stuff.
All right.
And we're looking forward to it throughout the match. Can't thank Coach Shadwinkle enough for hanging out with us for the call tonight. Both student sections will be at full throat. Gering always travels well across town. They're standing down to our left. Across the way, it's the Bearcats and the home boot crew. Jump serve on the way for Macy Boggs. Emma Foote will wind up playing it across to Zoe Smith to the front row, a set left side, and Ellie Winkler hits into a block, and that'll be a point for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, the Bearcat block was in good position. They just went up way too early and caught the ball on the way down, so nice swing.
And you heard Coach Cochran talking about being aggressive with those swings. A little bit of a knuckleball serve there from Boggs. At the middle, a little joust, and now we're going to get...
It's a back row attack. Setter took the ball above the top of the net, and it went over the net.
And Gering leads 2-0 here in this opening set. And again, no Mackenzie Dunkel, not in uniform tonight, will not play. And that is a boon to the visitors this evening. Looking for 3 straight points, a poor first touch that time, and a free ball for Ellie Winkler.
Yeah, Macy's got a great serve. It's a low driving serve where you don't have a lot of time to think about it, and it's also a deep serve, so it's kind of double trouble on the contact.
She's just a sophomore, Coach. She plays with a ton of confidence.
She sure does.
Gracie Michael, Salome Becker off the left side. Ball loose momentarily, and now Zoe Smith will flip it across, and the rally continues. Back set from Michael. Emma Foote off a block at the net, and that's the first point of the night, a kill for Emma Foote.
And another aggressive swing. It wasn't the best of sets, but she went up with no fear, took it off the outside hand to the outside blocker, and a great swing at a point.
And now Foote will head behind the service line, sends it across to Smith. Winkler, and now out of the back row, Olivia Schaub. She had upwards of 15 kills in their 5-set loss last Thursday at home. Jenna Baltazar, was that touched?
I don't believe so, Chris. I believe it was just about 6 inches long.
And that gives Scottsbluff the point. At 3-2, Gering with the lead here in the opening set. A softball that time comes up short off the bottom of the Scottsbluff side of the net, and a service error, first of the match for either team.
And that's a nightmare for a coach, because if you're going to have a kid miss it, you want it long, so at least somebody's got to make a decision, but a good effort.
Lauren Whaley to serve. And Logan Hernandez, flat-footed and bottom of the net, a little flat on the shot.
Yeah, she made a mistake on the first contact. You can tell she didn't let it go, and that's the thing about volleyball. You've got to throw those away and keep playing.
5-2 lead early for Gering. Whaley serves right back to Hernandez, and she's been in and out of that position at times this year and didn't play the sport a year ago, so really trying to feel her way through early in this season.
Yeah, it's just a confidence thing. You've got to go up and be strong.
Whaley serves after the ace. Now Foote's going to set it up for Becker, and that ball's going to sail just wide, out of bounds left side, a point for Gering.
Set a little wide that time, and she wasn't able to pull the ball back into play.
7-2 Lady Bulldogs. To Bewley, off the serve from Whaley, left side Becker. Whaley, Schaub, and now Zoe Smith. Across to Hernandez. Foote sets it up for Jade Walker. Dug out by Boggs. Tipped back across by Johnson. Rally continues. Becker two-hands it across the net. Back set from Boggs and a kill for Jenna Baltazar.
And I don't know if people are aware, but Jenna's left-handed. It's a tough block, as well as it's a completely different adjustment in the back row. And the other thing that Jenna does really well, she hits the ball deep into the court, and that's also tough to make a good solid play, because a lot of your defenders stay up about a body length inside the line, and so she catches a lot of people trying to play the ball high.
We've got a timeout.
This is Mike. Mike likes his car. Mike likes to save money. And Mike likes to breathe. So Mike fills up with E15 with 15% American ethanol. The clean octane in E15 gives Mike the performance he wants from his engine and the clean air he wants for his family. Better yet, E15 costs less at the pump. Higher octane, cleaner air, lower cost. E15 sure gives Mike a lot to like.
For locations near you, go to huskerfuel.com.
Chris Cottrell, Craig Shadwinkle with you tonight, as we are back to live action here at Scottsbluff High. An 8-2 lead for Gering. Nice block at the net that time, led by Jade Walker, and Scottsbluff onto the board. It's now 8-3.
Yeah, she was just in great position, and Johnson hit it straight into the block. Not much she could do.
Salome Becker now serves to Whaley. Boggs with a back set. There's that lefty again. Baltazar, and that's down. Nobody back there, no one home. And everybody just kind of had to turn and watch, and it lands for a point for Gering.
Yeah, another great swing. And again, it's a deep ball, and that's really tough to play in that defense.
9-3 Gering. It'll be Zoe Smith. I've seen her with some long runs on serve a couple of times this year. And a poor first touch that time from Becker. Really didn't give a teammate a chance and sailed wide to the net over top of the far side official. Ace from Smith. It's now 10-3. Gering in full control early. And a poor first ball from Logan Hernandez. And this is where, as a head coach, do you start to wonder a little bit about the confidence level of that player?
A little bit, and the other thing is if both kids are trying to take the ball too high, you've got a low flat serve, you've got to really stay down to absorb the contact.
Again, Smith on serve, looking for her third straight point. Becker to the front row, Foot with the set off, Bewley off a block. Now Boggs set far side, Schaub with a kill attempt, played by Hernandez. Now a tip across, great dig, attempt, good effort from Zoe Smith, but that point will go to Scottsbluff.
Just a smart play on her part. The digger was sucked back in the court too far, and she found a nice hole. A real smart play there.
Jade Walker behind the line to serve. High ball across to Smith. Front row, Boggs will set it for Harrison off a block. Played in the air. Still alive for Gering. Schaub tried to find the donut hole. And Becker. Action a little wild here on this point. Back set, the lefty. Right back to the Gering side off the block. Schaub dumps it across, and this ball will sail.
I think it's out, Chris. There's the call. It is out.
Might have been long, might have been wide.
Smart choice, though. It was open, just a hair too wide on the contact.
Gering up 12-4. Jenna Baltazar, a lefty on the serve to Becker at the net. And Foot just did enough to get it across, and sometimes that's all you need to wind your way to a point.
Yeah, that's right. She just used the block, and what I mean there is the blocker was a little bit too early on the way down, and then you don't have much control with your hands when you're up at the top of the net like that.
Gracie Michael now to serve for Scottsbluff, the sophomore. Off the net cord, ball in play. Harrison off one leg, and Izzy Wright with contact off the smash from Harrison, but that's a kill for Emily Harrison.
Yeah, you call that a slide play where your middle player releases back behind the center, and most of the time your block and defense isn't ready, and that was the case on that play.
Schaub to serve, down the middle to Becker. Front row, Michael sets it up for Foot. That's going to be, they say down. And good for a point for Scottsbluff.
Tell you, when Scottsbluff gets a good first contact up to their setter and gives her what they call three options up there, they've been pretty tough and gotten a side out most times.
3 kills for Foot here in the opening set. It's 13-6 with Gering on top. They set things up for Winkler. Front row, little dump set across there from Foot, and now we're going to have
in the net
contact from Scottsbluff, and Gering gets the point 14-6.
You got to like the aggression. She just wasn't able to get her hand back, but a good, smart choice if it had worked.
Jasmine Johnson on. Harrison out. And Kenny McFarland on with Zoe Smith out. McFarland to serve. We've seen her utilize the serve a few times here in the last couple of weeks. Nice bullet that time to Becker. Michael with a back set. Dumped across, played by Boggs. In the air from McFarland. Scottsbluff side with Izzy Wright. Quick set, Emma Herman. Nice dig by McFarland. Left side, Winkler. Long and a point for Scottsbluff.
We had a great rally, Chris. Some good defense on both sides of net. She was a little under the ball, a little too early. They like to run what's called the shoot set, which is a lower set to the outside, and you've got to time that just right to be able to put the ball down.
14-7. Gering doubling up Scottsbluff. Emma Herman serving for the Lady Bearcats. To Baltazar, front row, quick set. Johnson, that's going to be long and a point to Scottsbluff.
Yeah, she overran the ball again, kind of like the last play. Both hitters are too early. They just need to slow their approach down, and they should be okay.
14-8. Herman serves to Baltazar. Sends it middle, out of the back row, Schaub. That's down for a back row attack, and that's where that 6'1" height comes into play.
That's right, a nice, smart, aggressive play, and that's something that you want to put in your arsenal. That's a great ball to set up. The defense usually isn't ready because they haven't adjusted right, and so a nice play.
Schaub tries to get herself cooking here early. There's the jump serve from Boggs into the net.
And that's that kind of high risk of those aggressive serves. You live by it or die by it, and it just hit the top of the net and rolled back on her side.
First service error from Gering here in the opening set. 15-9 Lady Bulldogs. Smith plays the serve from foot. They'll set it left side. Baltazar into the block. Josie Amu checks in for Scottsbluff. She's in the action. Now Baltazar, that's long. Point goes to Scottsbluff.
Smart play there. If you don't know volleyball, they sent it over to the Gering setter, so they had to have somebody else set the ball, and it wasn't a great set. Hit it out.
Jump serve from foot. And that first ball from Schaub turns into a free ball, and it sails wide out of bounds, and a point for Scottsbluff.
And again, you're just varying the tempo of how fast or slow the ball's going over, and a great play.
Bullet from foot, played by Schaub. Zoe Smith and multiple players for Gering converge. They wind up getting it across. Jade Walker hits right into the block, and that'll wind up a kill for Jasmine Johnson.
Great swing. It's just the block was there on time and able to block it back and land it in the backcourt for Scottsbluff. Not much you could do.
She's athletic. She gets off the floor in a hurry. She can jump 2-3 times sometimes while the
she
opponent's
can.
Trying to get one or two up. Whaley on the serve. Bewley. They set left side to Moo. Just plays it across. Quick back set to Baltazar, and she misses long.
She is. She's just too early, Chris. Her approach isn't deep enough, and it's causing her to hit more on the back bottom of the ball instead of on the top, so you can rotate it, get that top spin to have it drop in.
16-12, Scottsbluff starting to make a little move here, getting themselves back into this opening set. On serve, Salome Becker to the front row, Boggs. She'll send it far side of the court, and there's a big blast from Olivia Schaub.
And that's as perfect picture volleyball as you can play. An awesome pass, great set, tempo set, and a nice aggressive swing. That's what high school volleyball should look like.
Zoe Smith to serve, 17-12 Gering. Nice crowd on hand tonight for rivalry volleyball at Scottsbluff. Logan Hernandez, Emma Foote, left side set, Bewley off the block. They move it left side, Schaub tries to dump one down. Good effort, great hustle play by Shelby Bewley for Scottsbluff. Schaub to Becker. Dive, free ball, still back across the Scottsbluff side. Now Becker, long, point to Gering, nice rally.
I don't remember the player, Chris, but that was a fantastic play. She was backwards, sideways, and able to flip the ball over the top of her head to get it back in play.
18-12. Jump serve from Zoe Smith, played by Becker. Foote, and now Hernandez. Up quickly on that free ball at the net, Baltazar. Good reaction time for Scottsbluff. Quick set, Harrison. Good dig there by Logan Hernandez. And now Jade Walker to Whaley. Front row, back set, Baltazar on the attack. Good dig again by Hernandez. They send it deep and long. Point will go to Gering.
But you can't fault her. The court was open there. She just missed it by about a ball length, and a nice, smart choice. It just didn't work.
Timeout on the floor, 19-12, Gering up by 7 late in this opening.
Have a ball this fall getting your property in shape with a new John Deere compact tractor. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all compacts, like the hard-working 1 family and the economical 3E series. And get $500 off with the purchase of 2 qualifying implements that turn your tractor into the workhorse it was built to be. Clean up your property and clean up on savings with John Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Glad to have you on KNEB.TV and 960 and 100.3 FM. You can always log on to KNEB.com and access our podcast page for archived high school sports broadcast, brought to you there by First State Bank of Scottsbluff and Gering. 19-12 out of the timeout, with Gering leading Scottsbluff here in the opening set. That'll be Shelby Bewley, and that's going to sail long, and Gering now just 5 points away from winning the opener.
Yeah, quite a few miscues. Pass wasn't passed well. The set was off the net. She just couldn't do much with it.
Zoe Smith punches a serve back to Logan Hernandez. That went the wrong way. Good hustle play by Becker. So what do you see on that tight play right there for the miss hit?
Well, again, Scottsbluff runs a little different serve receive. They've kind of got one kid deep, and she's trying to take the ball too high. She needs to drop her hips and hold her contact a lot longer, Chris.
21-12, ball Gering right now. They go right back to Hernandez. That ball good to the front row. Now Walker hits into the block, and that'll be a kill for Jade Walker.
And there you go, a good example. That last pass, she did everything right and stayed low, a much more solid contact, a great pass, and a side out. Good job.
21-13, and now Walker to serve. High looping serve across. Little dump set to the donut hole that time, and Scottsbluff tries to answer right back. Now Harrison up off the block. Touch last by Walker, and that'll be a point for Gering.
Yeah, they called a lift, illegal hit contact. The ball rolled off her hands. I agree. Good call.
So Harrison will get the kill, her second. Schaub, Winkler, Harrison, Baltazar all with 2 apiece. And Jenna Baltazar to serve. To Izzy Wright. And quick set for Emma Herman. Touched on the block by Harrison and then falls for a point for Scottsbluff.
She was aggressive in a good way. It wasn't a powerful hit, but she just used her hands and just enough to get it over the block and have it land in what they call the donut hole where nobody's at. Good choice.
Josie Amoon will take a seat. Gracie Michael back on to serve. 22-14. 3 points away for Gering. Baltazar to the setter Boggs. Smith one hands across. Now Foot will set left side. Bewley with a little lefty tip that time. Touched by Gering. Baltazar had her timing thrown off by the tip at the net and couldn't keep the ball alive.
And it was a good choice, Chris. The hitter was way early, and as you can see, just the contact to get it over and a good play there.
22-15. That's going to be a deep serve at the wrong time for Scottsbluff.
You want to be aggressive, but you want to have control with it as well.
8-point lead and 2 points away from taking the opener. 23-15 Gering. Olivia Schaub will serve. Izzy Wright. Quick set middle, and that's going to sail wide and out of bounds off the kill attempt from Emma Herman.
Little early and tried to swing outside the block. She had a good choice, just didn't hit on top of it.
Set point for Gering here, and the visiting fans are on their feet. Schaub bullet serve. Played by Becker. Now Wright. Herman. Gering's going to have a crack at it here. Back set. And
just a timing issue. She was too early, took off before the setter set the ball, and that's a ball what you call you want to catch up to it. She's way too early.
We saw that same look earlier. What'd you call that?
A slide approach.
Okay. Boggs. Now Winkler. Tips it across. Foot. Left side Becker. Hits it into the net. And that'll do it as Gering takes set number 1, 25-16 here tonight at Scottsbluff.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Have a ball this fall getting your property in shape with a new John Deere compact tractor. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all compacts, like the hard-working 1 family and the economical 3E series. And get $500 off with the purchase of 2 qualifying implements that turn your tractor into the workhorse it was built to be. Clean up your property and clean up on savings with John Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
High school volleyball coverage tonight, KDB.TV and also KDB 960 and 100.3 FM. Chris Cottrell and my partner tonight, Craig Shadwinkle. Coach, one thing I'm curious about, how did the game of volleyball change from going from 15-point games to the rally 25-point scoring? Was there schematic changes? Did you start to prefer a different type of player? Did you start to employ different strategies? How's the game changed going to 25?
Well, it actually started at the international level, and then things trickled down to the college level, and then eventually we get it at the high school level. Being an old fuddy-duddy, I didn't like it to begin with because you taught your kids to be aggressive and play all out. And now you're right, your schemes have to change a little bit. You want your kids to play aggressive, but you want them to play within your system, so you're not doing things that are actually going to come back because you're trying to force things. They're going to hurt you in the long run, if that makes sense to you.
So you want less unforced errors and less aggressiveness than before. If it just wound up a side out, so be it.
Well, and there's a lot of times you'll see kids that they make a mistake because of, I can't make a mistake. And volleyball has become such a strength sport and such a tempo sport. Or in other words, the play has become so much faster within the power part of the game that you don't have time to think anymore. And Gering's offense especially, they're running a real quick set to the outside. They're running that quicker set to their right side, and you don't have time to think. But it also puts you at a disadvantage that you haven't done it enough. You either got the block there or you've got a nice hole to hit to, and so a young kid sometimes can panic because there's nothing to do depending on how the ball is set and where it's set, if that makes sense.
Gering wins the opener 25-16. Emily Harrison will sit as Zoe Smith is on, so it'll be Winkler, Boggs, Johnson, Smith, Schaub, and Baltazar for Gering. You've got Wright, Michael, Bewley, Becker, Walker, and Foot for Scottsbluff. And again, no Mackenzie Dunkel in uniform tonight. Jump serve on the way from Shelby Bewley. That's going to sail long.
And again, you want to get the ball over, force the other team to make a mistake, but it's just too long. You just got to control that arm swing a little bit better, but a good choice.
Ellie Winkler had 2 kills in the opening set. Gering had 3 ace serves. This one played by Bueller. Check that Izzy Wright. And now Wright out of the back row to Boggs. And Baltazar, big glass with a left hand.
Smart senior choice there. That's something you really can't teach. That's an experienced move and a great up and a nice solid choice. There's no block up, and the defense was completely out of whack on that play.
Gering only had 3 players coming back into this season with any varsity experience, Coach. And it looks like Coach Cochran's done a really good job of getting this group rounded into form.
She has, and they're playing well together, and they're just playing within themselves right now. They're not doing a lot of things to hurt themselves, so it's great.
Really a solid Class B group here in the Panhandle this year with the talented Alliance and Sydney. And Scottsbluff is probably better than they've been in a few years. Another big kill. This one on a free ball, Olivia Schaub. She's got back-to-back kills here in the second.
And it was an awesome kill, but I think we missed a net call on that one.
So a little bit of a break. Maybe for Gering, they'll take it. They lead 4-0. It's now 4-1 as Winkler serves into the net. Second service error of the night for Gering. Josie Amu on for Scottsbluff. Gracie Michael will take a seat. (4-1) Lady Bulldogs. They won the opening set 25-16. Zoe Smith hustling after it. Boggs. Smith sends it to Izzy Wright. Front row. quick set, Jade Walker, and that's off Macy Boggs and out of bounds far side.
And another smart play on the Bearcats' part. They had a great pass and what they call a tempo play, a shorter set. The defense couldn't adjust on time.
Tough serve to handle off the net court that time. Great job by Gering, and it winds up a Baltazar kill.
She does. I really like Jenna. She goes up and swings hard and aggressive, and a lot of times it's a smart choice as well. So great play.
Jasmine Johnson off. Emily Harrison on, set to serve for Gering is Zoe Smith. 5-2, Gering here in set 2. Jump serve on the way. Punches it right to Josie Amu. Izzy right to the front row. Walker has to send it back to Gering. Whaley plays it for Boggs. She'll set left and a little bit behind where Schaub wanted it, I think.
Yeah, and again, that's that fast, what they call shoot set. It's a tempo ball, real quick to the outside. The set was off the net and way too low.
5-3. Chance for Scottsbluff down by 2 on serve with Salome Becker. There's Baltazar, played in the air, popped up by Foot. Now Amu. She found an opening on the floor and she just attacked it, didn't she?
And you love that as a coach. The kids have that court awareness and they can see where to put it, and nice choice.
Becker plays it to Schaub. Adjusted her hands quickly. Now Harrison hits off a block. Amu and Walker there. Josie Amu finding some confidence.
Great block. The set was way too tight. There wasn't much she could do, Chris.
5-5. Scottsbluff even here early with Gering. In the second to Whaley. Off the serve. Now back set that time from Boggs. And again the lefty attack from Baltazar, who's hot here tonight.
She is. She's doing a great job and a great choice. She switched up and went down the line. Scottsbluff does not have a digger there. Good choice. Way to see the court.
6-5 Gering, and Baltazar now behind the service line. Bullet deep to right to the front row. Foot sets it up. Amu has to play it across. Now Schaub, middle, played by Bewley. Backwards goes the Lady Bearcats attack, and now Bewley plays it across. Front row Boggs got her pick of the litter. She takes the right one, and left side, and the kill for Olivia Schaub. 3 here in the second early.
You know, volleyball can be a really pretty sport, and that was one of those examples. A great pass, nice set, and kaboom, it was down.
7-5. Gering has scored back-to-back points. Baltazar looks for a second straight on serve. Poor first touch, and that's going to give Gering an opportunity. Back set, Harrison dumped it over top of the block that time, and whether it was a miss hit or she planned it, it worked out well.
Little early, one of those slide plays again, and just caught the Bearcat defense completely out of position.
8-5 with Gering up by 3. Baltazar to Bewley. Luckily for Scottsbluff, it finds its way back to the Gering side. Now Baltazar blasts one to Izzy right on the dig. Left side Bewley, dug by Smith. They're going to get it to Schaub. I think she slipped just a bit trying to get up off the floor, and that causes the long ball.
Yeah, the ball was completely set outside the sideline, just nothing really she could do with it.
Scottsbluff back within 2. Emma Herman's on. Izzy Wright's off. And another quick substitution for Scottsbluff as well. Jade Walker, Baltazar, Boggs. Off the block, and we're going to have
4 hits.
4 touches and a point for Scottsbluff.
You know, Scottsbluff did a great job responding because Gering had the momentum. What'd they do, Chris? Score 3-4 in a row, and it was a huge point there when they got that side out. They really needed that.
Yep, from 5-5 to 8-5. Now
95% of American corn farms are family-owned.
Farmers grow 70% more corn per ounce of fertilizer than just 35 years ago.
The energy to grow a bushel of corn has dropped by 37% over the past 30 years.
Farmers have cut soil erosion by 44% through new tillage methods.
This is sustaining innovation, and it's how Nebraska corn farmers are growing more with less. On the web at nebraskacorn.org.
a fine high school sports sponsor on KNEB is Ohio National. Just remember, Ohio National says life changes. They'll be there. Chris Cottrell, Craig Shadwinkle with you tonight from Scottsbluff High. 8-7 here in the second set. Gering with a 1-point lead on Scottsbluff. Gering won the opener. Nice little tip across, a little tip set that time from Macy Boggs, but it sails wide.
It was a great choice. It just was a hair wide. Nice choice.
Jade Walker to Zoe Smith at the net. And some contact that time with the net. Macy Boggs, and a point will go to Scottsbluff.
But give Scottsbluff credit. She served short to take him out of rhythm. Now she served long, so they're doing a great job strategy-wise.
9A Lady Bearcats have the lead. This one just long. And a service error from Jade Walker. 4 service errors tonight for Scottsbluff, 2 for Gering. And it's Olivia Schaub to serve now for the Lady Bulldogs. Bullet serve to Josie Amoon. Foot sets up Bewley. That's down for a kill far side.
Yeah, they handled that well. That was a tough serve. Just, you were right, a bullet rocket serve and hit it down the line where Gering doesn't have a defender. Good choice.
Lady Cats lead 10-9. Gracie Michael, the sophomore, to Baltazar to the front row. Boggs will play it to Ellie Winkler, and that's into the net.
Yes, that was a little low and it was off, and Ellie just was late trying to swing. No choice there.
Two-point lead for Scottsbluff. That's going to sail long. The 3rd service error here already.
And that's one of those serves, what they call floats, where it moves and it just floated at the wrong time and went out.
Emily Harrison. There's a long serve from Gering that time. Harrison quickly off, and Zoe Smith back on.
And that drives you nuts as a coach, because you just get the momentum and then you throw it out the door and hand it right back.
Bewley. Free ball, Scottsbluff. Hernandez. Now Salome Becker, nice block at the net. And 4 touches that time, and a point to Gering.
She was aggressive, but block was right there to put it back. 4 hits.
Macy Boggs will serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Line drive played by Bewley. And that's going to be a point for Emma Foote.
And a great choice, Chris, because the pass was not there. The setter did all she could to get the ball up, and she just basically kept it in play. A good, smart choice on their part.
And back to a 2-point lead for Scottsbluff here in set number 2, 13-11. Serve from Izzy Wright, played by Shaw. Boggs has it, sets it for Baltazar. And they'll let him get away. I think Gering thought that was a 4th touch. Rally continues. Michael sets Walker up at the net. Dug by Shaw. Little dump across. Great effort that time by Salome Becker, but the ball sails wide and out of bounds into the Scottsbluff student section.
Well, and Chris, we've got 2 of the best officials here, but they did miss that. In order for that play to go, the 2 players have to contact the first ball at the same time, and it went 1, 2, 3. It was 4 hits.
Winkler. Tough first touch that time for Emma Foote.
You just got to make the choice early. Am I going to take it? I'm going to let it go. And she just hesitated too long, and it was too late.
That'll go as an ace for Ellie Winkler. 13-13 as Gering's even things back up. Winkler, tough serve that time. Free ball, Johnson. Dug by Foote. Now Becker to Zoe Smith. Jasmine Johnson hustles after it. Point saved, rally saved by Olivia Schaub. Now Becker, and she smashes one into the net, and Gering regains the lead at 14-13.
It's a nice setting choice. It's just that the hitter let the ball, what they do, cross her body, and she swung way too early at it, and there was nothing she could do.
Winkler, bullet, and that's deep. Hey, you got to make, like you said, you got to make him make a choice, and Bewley almost made the wrong choice.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. Get the ball over the net, and somebody may just touch it. You may get lucky, but they can't do that if you don't get the ball over the net.
3rd service there in the set for Gering. Boggs to Schaub. That ball's going to sail wide and out of bounds. Gering goes back in front, 15-14.
You like the choice. It was an open spot there, but then on the other hand, you want to trust your hitters and try to keep control and stay in the game.
Without a Mackenzie Dunkel in the lineup, you have to kind of be impressed Scottsbluff's hanging as close as they are with Gering so far here tonight.
They are. They've settled down. They're playing a little better in their system and making some smarter choices here.
Boggs, Schaub. That's a heck of a combo. That's a great dig by Shelby Bewley. Pancake job to keep the rally alive at the net. And Emily Harrison's going to get the kill off the double block deflection into the floor.
And a smart choice. Schaub went up and ripped it on the first one, and then Emily went up and made them. They were stuck on their feet, stuck where they're at, and just dropped it on the inside of everybody.
16-14 Gering. Jump serve on the way now from Zoe Smith. They play it right to Bewley, middle of the floor Walker, and now a Amu across. Whaley had her. Wasn't sure what she wanted to do with her hands for a moment. Now Smith to the Scottsbluff side. Quick little dump set played by Scottsbluff. Baltazar just rose up with a left-hand swing. Izzy Wright skies one back to Gering. Quick back set and off the block out of bounds. Gering's going to get the point.
Nice play on both sides of the net though, Chris. The block was where it needed to be, and just she was able to take it off the outside hand and land it out of bounds, but a good play on both sides.
Competitive second set to this point. Gering leads 17-14.
Have a ball this fall getting your property in shape with a new John Deere compact tractor. Get 0% financing for 60 months on all compacts, like the hard-working 1 family and the economical 3E series. And get $500 off with the purchase of 2 qualifying implements that turn your tractor into the workhorse it was built to be. Clean up your property and clean up on savings with John Deere.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Panhandle Trails Intercity Public Transit offers regularly scheduled accessible bus service serving communities between Alliance and Scottsbluff Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and 21 Panhandle communities on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Reservations are required. Visit panhandletrails.com or call 761-TRIP. Back to live action. Nice block that time, but the ball's going to sail long, and Scottsbluff's going to get the point. That'll go to Jade Walker.
Yeah, just she wanted out of her power. Nice solid swing. Emily wasn't able to control it. Nice side out. Scottsbluff needed that.
17-15,
I believe, Chris.
Yep. A 2-point cushion at the moment for Scottsbluff. Becker serving. Boggs going to set it up, and taking a rip at that one was Olivia Schaub. Scottsbluff keeps it alive. Schaub. Now Boggs. Middle, and a little tip that time, and
net call, Chris. Scottsbluff.
And Gering.
Walker's hand was in the net, yep.
Chalks one on their ledger, 18-15. Baltazar the lefty, and these serves can be tough to handle. This one she took a little bit off. Quick set middle. Jade Walker misses wide, and that's out of bounds left side, far side of the floor.
Had the right idea. The block took her main angle away, tried to cut it, just missed it.
19-15. Baltazar serves to Becker. Front row foot, left side, a move. Touched at the net. That's going to stay Scottsbluff side out of bounds, and a point to Gering.
Set was a little close, not much she could do. The blocker was able to take advantage.
20-15, as Gering is now surged in front to lead by 5 late in this second set. They won the opener 25-16, right? And now Bewley on the third touch across. Played by Whaley. Boggs will set from one side to the other. And anytime you're choosing Olivia Schaub, you're probably making a good decision.
She does a nice job. She's got a real, what they call active arm swing. She reaches high, swings fast, and has a real solid contact. So she's done a nice job tonight.
Boggs is just a sophomore. She's a dandy, though.
I really like Macy. I watched her play up in Torrington. Her age does a fantastic job. She does a couple little things that I might try to fix if I was coaching her right now, but very impressed with what she does. She's got great, what they call court sense. She understands where she needs to go with the ball as far as what the defense is giving her. And, you know, like I said, I'm really impressed with what she's doing out there.
As a setter, as a sophomore, you have to be well respected by your teammates because the ball's off your hands all the time. So she plays with a real maturity about her.
She really does. And, I got to coach her sister, Allie. I loved Allie to death, one of the best kids I've coached, personality-wise and commitment-wise. I saw Macy coming up in the ranks. A lot of times the little sister gets to watch and be in the gym the whole time, and so that may have given her advantage, but she's done a great job, and I'm really impressed with what she's doing out there.
Out of the timeout, a 6-point lead for Gering, 21-15, and Jenna Baltazar serves again for the Lady Bulldogs. Emma Foote. And hitting into the net is senior Salome Becker as things starting to get a little sideways here on Scottsbluff here deep into this second set. They trail 22-15.
Yeah, the momentum has definitely swung to Gering's side. They need a good side out and start something up again.
Baltazar serves to right. Foote to Bewley. Bewley off the block and then touched by Baltazar. Rally continues hustling after that ball was Emma Foote. Whaley into the air. Now Smith. And the attack left side from Olivia Shaw. Bewley deep, long, and the point goes to Gering, 23-15. They're just 2 away.
Yeah, they are. The hitter just need to have a little more topspin. In other words, snap her wrist. I think she would have been able to drop the ball in the court.
Baltazar on a nice little run here behind the service line, trying to finish things off. And Walker punches one wide, 24-15. A lot of unforced errors here for Scottsbluff late in this set.
Yeah, they're just not playing real well with confidence right now, like kind of what Coach talked to about in the pregame.
Set point for Gering. They try to go up 2-love here at Scottsbluff. And that'll go as an ace. Jenna Baltazar will take it. That's her first ace of the night. Gering wins it 25-15. Here in set number 2, 25-16 and 25-15. Gering leads.
Monument Mall has been a huge part of the commercial retail market that has served the Scottsbluff-Gering area for well over 2 decades. Many have the misconception that leasing or renting a retail commercial space at Monument Mall is not affordable. On the contrary, our retail spaces have never been more affordable than now. Often having several spaces to choose from for rental or lease options, we have kiosks and retail merchandising units available for your needs to help your business thrive. So don't hesitate. Feel free to give us a call. For more information, please contact Krista Pelster, our property manager, at 308-632-6000.
Things are getting wild over at Paul Reed Construction and Supply. Now through October 15th, take 10% off all Wild Gear and Grizzly products. Come visit us today at our showroom on 10th Street in Gering.
Between the second and third set here tonight here at Scottsbluff High School. Volleyball coverage on KNB.TV, Allo 15 and Mobius 1500, and our radio call, of course, here on 960 and 100.3. You know, for more than 125 years, Wells Fargo Advisors has created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving their clients' personal financial goals. You can call Kevin Figg or Ryan Windhorst at 632-7561. Together, you'll go far. Chris Cottrell with Craig Shadwinkle. Volleyball here, rivalry action, Scottsbluff and Gering. Coach, quickly from the Scottsbluff perspective right now, if you're Coach Lenka down 2-0, is it really just the next point in front of you and you focus on nothing else?
Yeah, you know, they've got nothing to lose right now. It's still anybody's ball game. You've got to step in. You've got to handle the ball aggressively and confidently on that first contact. And, you know, the first 2/3 of the set, they were doing that, and they were in the ball game. They don't have the height. They don't have the power that Gering obviously has. But, again, if you can get your kids to believe in themselves and believe in the system, you know, Gering's got some holes on the court, and at times Scottsbluff has found that. It just hasn't been consistent enough.
And if you're Amanda Cochran or anybody up 2-0, I'm sure you've dealt with this many, many times over the years, trying to keep a team focused after they've won the first two and not just expecting it's going to come easy.
Exactly, and what I like to do is I like to give the kids a goal in this set. You know, maybe we want it 2-ace serves, maybe we want to side out at 50-60%, but force them to mentally stay in the game with some areas that are going to make you a better team the next time you step out on the court.
Love it. We get set for set number 3. Gering and Scottsbluff. Coach, before we go any further, we're going to have to do this again.
Okay, it's been fun, Chris.
It's good stuff. I'm going to have to go back and watch the broadcast or listen and re-educate myself on all the stuff that Coach has been talking about here tonight.
I've listened to you for years, and you do an awesome job.
Well,
the community is blessed to have you here, Chris, so don't undersell yourself.
I appreciate that, Coach. It'll be Macy Boggs set to serve and get things rolling here in this third. That is a little bit of a knuckleball play by Emma Foote. Left side, Salome Becker. Played in the air that time on the dig by Zoe Smith. Tipped across with the left hand, Ellie Winkler, and I think she went across the center line.
She did, and again, that's what I was talking about. A nice placement shot by Scottsbluff. It forced two Bulldog defenders to play it, and they did make a good adjustment.
1-0 lead early. Emma Foote to serve now for the Lady Bearcats. Again, they're without Mackenzie Dunkel tonight, not in uniform. And there's that momentum killer.
That ball that drives you nuts as a coach. Get the ball over, make somebody make a decision.
The great Max Mason is in the house across the way. One of the best football players in Scottsbluff history. Left side and a kill attempt, and that's in for a point? No.
Ooh, I thought it was in, Chris.
Boy, that looked to be in by a couple volleyball
No
hits there.
kidding. Unless it may have gone outside the antenna. We don't have that viewpoint. That's all I can think of.
That could be the case. Gering leads, or check that. Oh, they're giving Gering the point. Yep. So 2-1. Amu touched at the net, and Jasmine Johnson made that play herself.
She did. It just wasn't a good hand contact by the Scottsbluff hitter. Not a lot of power and an easy block and put down by Gering.
3-1 Gering. They lead early here in set 3, looking for the sweep. High ball to Logan Hernandez. Jade Walker, Baltazar. Now Boggs. Back set. Johnson into the block and a point, 4 touches, and that'll be a point for Scottsbluff.
Yeah, she let the ball completely pass her hitting shoulder. Once you do that, you're going to make an error almost every time.
3-2 Whaley. Johnson. And that one sails far side wide.
Yeah, the play was doomed from the beginning. A bad pass, tried to better it, and the hitter just didn't have much to do with it.
She's really learning on the fly this year, from practice to practice and match to match when you haven't played since your freshman year.
Yep.
Tied at 3. Baltazar off the block. 1-on-1 that time. Baltazar wins the battle with Bewley.
She did, and Jenna's not a flashy kid, but I tell you what, she's consistent, she's solid, and somebody as a coach, I'm sure Amanda really appreciates what she does out there.
Zoe Smith now to serve for Gering. Bullet to Becker. Foot, and it's going to be on Hernandez now from back deep to play it across. Played in the air. Should be a good opportunity. Nice dig by Hernandez off the shot blast. Bewley flat-footed and into the net.
Oh, and as a digger, you want to run up and grab him and say, hey, baby, take that ball over the net. That was an awesome dig and a great hit. You can't waste those.
Oh, the body language on Coach here at the broadcast booth told the story. Smith to serve. To Hernandez. Good job by Foot to play it off the net, and that lines up. You stick with it, and you get a point.
It was a great, smart choice. All she did is what we call better the ball. She got it up, gave somebody a choice, and the Walker girl, I believe, again, hit a spot that Gering didn't have a player. Nice choice.
5 kills tonight for Jade Walker. Olivia Schaub has 6 unofficially for Gering. Smith in the air, back set, and a block, and that's going to be a point for Scottsbluff.
You know, and Chris, I like her choices. Her short serve is giving Gering some hassle over there. It's taken them out of their offensive rhythm, and again, you can see it made a mistake.
And this one for Walker sails well long.
I jinxed her, just bragged about her, I guess, huh?
You did. That's okay. Hey, if you're in this business for any time at all, the broadcaster jinx, she'll drop it on somebody.
Okay.
Baltazar now for Gering. Played by Hernandez to the front row. Quick set, Emma Herman into the net, and Gering gets the point. Jenna Baltazar leads Gering unofficially right now. I've got her for 7 kills tonight. 7-5 Gering. They won the first 2 sets, 16 and 15. And a free ball, and that's going to be in one of the easier points that Olivia Schaub's going to score all night this season.
And again, just a little tempo change. She served a little bit shorter, caught the Bearcat passer off guard, and great play.
3-point lead for Gering. Baltazar to Hernandez. Tough first touch. Then off Becker, and that'll be another point for Gering.
And, a good, smart choice. It worked once, try it again. I don't know if the third time is a charm, but I think I'd go back to it and see if she's mentally made an adjustment. As she stepped up, she's going to take it.
Becker steps in, passes to Foot. Herman, flat-footed, and that'll wind up the kill for Emma Herman as it goes off Zoe Smith for the Scottsbluff point.
But again, you're playing within your system. It wasn't a great set, a little out of position with her hitting, but she found an open spot and hopefully gained some momentum for Scottsbluff. They can run with it.
9-6 with Gering leading by 3. Gracie Michael on to serve now for the Lady Cats. Michael, Hernandez, Bewley, Becker, Herman, and Foot, the 6 on the floor. Back set. There's that slide piece right there, Coach, and Harrison finishes with the kill.
You're right, and that's about as pretty as you can get it. The timing was perfect on that. Emily made a great, solid, aggressive choice. 5
kills tonight for Emily Harrison. Gering leads by 4, their biggest here in this set. Bullet serve, that's wide. The service error for Gering and Olivia Schaub. They've got 5 tonight. I've got Scottsbluff unofficially with 7. Shelby Bewley had been playing libero in some of their most recent matches, but with Dunkel out tonight, it's Hernandez at that spot, and Bewley's on the outside. Scottsbluff's going to score there.
Yeah, great play by Macy. Just hit it long, but it was a great choice because the Bearcats did not have a defender back there in the backcourt at all.
10-8. Ball to the net, Harrison, and that goes off Logan Hernandez.
Good choice. Again, it just fast tempo play. The defense didn't adjust with the offense and out of position couldn't make a play.
Back to a 3-point lead. Harrison serves to Hernandez. They're really attacking Logan Hernandez right now with the serve. Harrison, now Boggs. Back row attack from Schaub, and that kill attempt long. Scottsbluff scores it.
Yeah, she got underneath the ball, and on a backcourt play like that, you've got to really have the ball out in front so you can reach and wrap it and drop it back in the court.
Years as a head coach at Gering, Coach. That is impressive stuff.
Long time.
A lot of numbers, a lot of wins. 544 for Coach Shadwinkle. Gering with a shot, and Ellie Winkler finishes that point in a hurry. A kill for Ellie.
Nice swing. I heard that Ellie really likes that lower outside set, and there was a great example. The block wasn't there. Even smarter choice, though, because Scottsbluff didn't have time to rotate, and great open skip.
Macy Boggs with Gering up by 3 to serve. 12-9 Gering, and just long. Looked like a good call. We had it right in front of us.
Yep, good aggressive choice, though.
Josie Amuon, Gracie Michael sits for Alexia Lenka, her second year in charge for Scottsbluff. Jump serve for Emma Herman. Free ball. Jade Walker can't capitalize, and then it comes off the net, and there was no one there to make an attempt on the ball for Scottsbluff.
And it was the right choice, but again, she questioned herself. If you're going to hit that, baby, you got to get up and get after it.
And a whistle and a timeout taken. 13-10, break it. I would imagine we'll probably take another break. Chris Cottrell, Craig Shadwinkle joining you tonight from Scottsbluff High School. Prep volleyball action on KNB TV and 960 and 100.3. Gering won the first 2 sets, 25-16 and 15. They lead 13-10 here in set number 3. Out of the timeout, it looks like Winkler's going to come off with Lauren Whaley on for for Gering, and Whaley will serve. ball, Bewley. And now Shelby's going to have to send it back across. Smith cuts off Whaley, makes the play. Schaub, dump to the middle. Sept wasn't the best, or at least it wasn't going to work with her timing, so she adjusted midstream and went to the tip shot.
But again, that's one of the things you alluded to earlier. You've got a senior player that has been in the situation. She knew what to do, kept it in play, and it just rolled up the Scottsbluff kid's arm.
Second kill here in the set for Schaub, and now she's going to get a free ball, and she's not going to miss those.
I think she licked her lips before she hit that one, Chris, because those are the kinds you love as a hitter.
And I think she even kind of mishit it a little bit. It wasn't a full-on blast.
She did.
She's shaking it out of the right hand right now. 15-10, Gering by 5. Scottsbluff, good decision by Whaley. That ball was going to stay in. Bewley and Foot. Becker to Zoe Smith. Back set, lefty kill from Baltazar. Rally continues. Izzy Wright plays it middle to Zoe Smith. Quick set middle, and Jasmine Johnson just a miss hit into the net.
Yeah, way too early, and I think, again, that goes back to she just missed a few years. That type of set is a rep set that you've got to do it and do it and do it so you can do it right.
One of the top sprinters in the area, Jasmine Johnson. Nice effort that time. Great dig by Salome Becker to keep the point alive. Zoe Smith. And here comes Schaub. Good dig by Becker, but a free ball back to the other side. So free, it sailed wide out of bounds.
She was in position. She just hit it by about 6 inches. It was all nice swing on the other side of the net.
Would that be a kill for Schaub then?
That would be.
4 in the set. She's up to double digits now on the night. Foot, middle Walker.
Everything's way too slow on that. She didn't adjust off far enough on the net. Tried to decide to hit it or tip it, and it's just a bad choice all the way around on that one.
Yeah, it looked like the ball got too far down on her, and she barely even got the arm up.
Yep.
17-11. Smith serves to Bewley. Walker up Baltazar. Boggs flat-footed, and Schaub eventually, as Scottsbluff unable to get it across on that third ball.
Well, that was one thing in all the years I coached. I preached better the ball. In other words, just get it up and let somebody else make a better choice.
18-11. Gering nearing a 3-set sweep here tonight. Becker, Walker. Zoe Smith for Gering. Back set from Boggs to Baltazar, the lefty. Off the block and down for a Gering point. Shelby Bewley is a gamer for Scottsbluff. And she's frustrated she couldn't come up with the block and keep the point alive, but Baltazar scores it. Jenna right now with 8 kills tonight. Smith serves right to Salome Becker. Foot, left side Bewley. Off the block and a kill for Shelby Bewley.
And as a coach, Chris, you love that. She made a mistake on the last play. She laughed it off. She looked at coach. I know what I did wrong. As a coach, you can trust that. And again, right back, good competitive kid said, hey, coach, trust me, I can do it. She did.
Yeah, she plays with that type of attitude and mentality every time out. 19-12. Izzy Wright takes a seat. And serving is Jade Walker to Lauren Whaley. It'll be Boggs setting up Schaub. Off the block, in the air from Foot. Walker, I don't think she's used to playing that far back from the net.
No, it looked that way. Two players looked at each other and just too late of a choice. You're right.
20-12, and Gering's closing in here. We're going to get a substitution. Kyla Knight will come on, a sophomore for Gering. Jenna Baltazar, the lefty serve across to Amu. Bewley, and a little deep, like the aggressive nature.
They're screaming for a touch, and I did hear something, Chris. I think they're right, but we don't have the green card we can pull out like Nebraska does, so unfortunately they didn't call it.
And Gering gets the point. Baltazar serves to Amu. Free ball, no, that's going to be a net contact from Harrison. Just got a little over anxious, didn't
Well, what she did, Chris, is they called her for being over the net. The ball has got to, the circumference of the ball has at least got to cross the white tape, and it didn't do that. They called her over the net, but she was in the net as well.
21-13. Michael now to serve for Scottsbluff. Floats it to Whaley. Back set from Baltazar, and Olivia Schaub once again.
And I like what Coach is doing over there. She's put a young player in saying, hey, I believe in you. Like what happened to Scottsbluff tonight. You never know when you're going to need one of those young kids. And then she's running a completely different system right now. It's called a 6-2 where Jenna's actually setting. You may need that against a big team. So nice choices here.
Free ball. Officials let that one go from Harrison. At the net, Baltazar, opposite side. And that'll be point to Scottsbluff. Was that in the net or 4 touches?
No, she actually set it over the top of the net and it hit the antenna. The top official called that out, which was the right call.
22-14, and Bewley serves for Scottsbluff. Takes aim at Schaub. Zoe Smith, now Winkler. Dug out by Hernandez, popped up in the air. Becker to Zoe Smith. Setting is Boggs, finishing is Ellie Winkler. Good effort from Bewley, getting after it with the right hand that time.
I love that kid, Chris. She's all over the court. She's not afraid to make a mistake, and she competes, and that's all you can ask for a kid out there. Great swing on the outside by Gering, though.
Yeah, Bewley's tough. Deep serve that time from Harrison. Inside out point for Scottsbluff. 23-15. Walker on, Hernandez out. Hermanoff and Izzy Wright on. Right to serve. Baltazar to Boggs. Quick set middle. And that's a cross and a point for Gracie Michael.
That's right, a kill out of the front row. Kind of surprised herself. Gering thought it was out, dropped right in, a nice play.
23-16. Right to Baltazar. At the net. Free ball that time, and Jade Walker goes up and looked aggressive that time.
Yeah, good choice. I'd like to see her have a little quicker arm swing, but a nice choice, and you know, she's doing a good job up there for Scottsbluff.
23-17, a whistle and a break in the action here at Scottsbluff High School. Timeout on the floor, third set. Chris Catrone with Craig Shadwinkle tonight. High school volleyball on KNEB TV and 960 100.3 for the radio broadcast. Out of the timeout, Scottsbluff trailing 23-17. Izzy Wright's serve. Ellie Winkler over top of the block. Played in the air by Jasmine Johnson. Baltazar and now Shaw. That's long, and Scottsbluff's back within 5. It's 23-18.
But you like the mentality there. She's trying to go up and swing and make a difference, and Gering only needs 2, so you got to stay aggressive.
Right to Winkler. Boggs. Winkler. Nice dig by Bewley. Well, she was there in the right spot, but couldn't keep it alive for a teammate. So what causes that, Coach?
She said, Coach, I turned away. She looked right at her, and she knew exactly what she did wrong. On a dig, you've got to hold it at least 2 seconds after it hits your arms.
Third kill in the set for Winkler. Match point right now for the Lady Bulldogs from Gering High. Dug by Zoe Smith. Boggs sets far side to Winkler, and there it is, the game winner for the Gering Lady Bulldogs. 25-18. They do complete the sweep here tonight. Winkler finishes off the last couple of points with a couple of big blasts. The teams will shake hand underneath the net. Good sportsmanship shown by the two old rivals here tonight as the match goes to the ladies in blue. Gering wins it 25-16, 25-15, and 25-18 on the West Coast scoreboard.
There's nothing more important than the roof over your head. And when it comes to shingles, ZM Lumber has one of the largest inventories you'll find anywhere. At ZM Lumber, they love Malarkey, Malarkey Legacy, and Highlander architectural shingles. You know you can actually save money on homeowners insurance when you use the Malarkey Legacy Class 4 UL 2218 shingles, where quality and value still count. ZM Lumber and Home Center, your lumber one since 1971.
Byers Realty has been helping people in the community find their dream home since 1994. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, our friendly staff will put in the work to help you reach the finish line. We also do property management for buildings in Scottsbluff, Gering, and beyond. You can find an extensive list of our properties by visiting our website at callbyersrealty.com. Or you can visit our Scottsbluff offices on Avenue B, right next to Bumper to Bumper. Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud, we have what you're looking for.
Well, Coach Shadwinkle, Katie O'Boyle chimes in on Twitter and says, bringing back Shadwinkle on the air, and then all caps, love it. So you got some admirers out there tonight, Coach.
Well, thanks, Chris. You know, I've got some special kids, special parents, and a lot of special moments from the run that we had. Katie was one of those kids that I loved her heart, loved her effort, positive all the way around, never heard her say a bad thing about an opponent or one of her teammates. And I know she's up in Chadron. She told me she's trying to help their program, and sounds like they've got some things that they're rolling with as well. So
they looked pretty solid last Friday, and you're right about Katie. If there's a good young mentor out there in the teaching world that's going to help young kids today, that's one person that's going to put their best foot forward and do the best they can for anyone that passes in front of them.
You're right. She's one of those young teachers I'd love to have my kids have as a teacher, because you know she's going to give them their best shot, and she's just a great all-around kid. Love her to death.
Okay, so back to the business at hand here tonight. A 3-set sweep for Gering. No Mackenzie Dunkel for Scottsbluff. It was going to be an uphill climb for the Lady Bearcats. So if you were the favorite coming in tonight, Gering, you pretty much took care of your business.
They did, but you know what? I like the fight that Scottsbluff had. It's tough to lose a player like Mackenzie. You saw it on the court at times where there was some hesitation, and it caused their rhythm and their tempo to be off a little bit. But you know, like the Bewley kid, love her to death. She'd be a kid I'd love to coach. You can build a program around a kid like that. She seems very positive, very upbeat, lets mistakes go and wants to continue to play hard. And, you know, saw some great things on the court by both teams. It just comes down to, which it does in high school, you know, ball. It's got to be consistent on a consistent basis, because we don't see it as much out here as what you do back in the central to the eastern part of the state. But kids are touching the ball year-round, and when you play those great teams like that, you can't make these mistakes that both sides were making tonight, because it comes back and it'll haunt you really fast.
Gering wins it in 3 straight, 25-16, 25-15, and 25-18. We've got more to come on the Runs of Post-Game Show. We'll add up some of my very raw, unofficial.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery, to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Chris Cottrell, Craig Shadwinkle with you tonight here on the TV side, radio on 960 and 100.3. Look at our post-game numbers, as always, brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. Olivia Schaub led Gering in the win tonight with 11 kills. Jenna Baltazar had 8, 6 for Ellie Winkler, 5 for Emily Harrison, 2 for Jasmine Johnson. I had Gering unofficially with 7 service errors tonight, and ace serve Zoe Smith with 2, 1 apiece for Ellie Winkler, Jenna Baltazar, and Lauren Whaley. On the Scottsbluff side, with a look at our post-game numbers brought to you by Arby's. Leading the way in kills was Jade Walker in the middle, 4 for Emma Foote. Shelby Bewley had 3 for Emma Herman, 2 for Josie Amu, and 1 unofficially for Gracie Michael. Those are some of the final tallies as far as the point scores. What'd you see from some of the other contributors, maybe the setters and things like that? We talked a lot about Macy Boggs, and we talked a lot about Shelby Bewley.
Yeah, I really liked the little Bewley kid. I thought she was kind of the heart and soul of their team tonight. 2 players, I think, that were not really underlooked, but maybe weren't in the limelight as much, because you always look at the big, kaboom hitters. I thought Zoe Smith did a fantastic job, didn't let very many balls drop, and I thought Macy Boggs, like we talked about earlier, did a great job and really smart choices in distributing the ball. But, those are kind of kids you don't really give a lot of credit to, because they're just solid and they do their job every time like you need them to.
We'll come back and get to our Taco John's players of the game, one from each of these clubs here tonight. That's on the way next when the Runs of Post-Game Show comes back on KNEB. So who do you like?
Monument Mall has been a huge part of the commercial retail market that has served the Scottsbluff Gering area for well over 2 decades. Many have the misconception that leasing or renting a retail commercial space at Monument Mall is not affordable. On the contrary, our retail spaces have never been more affordable than now. Often having several spaces to choose from for rental or lease options, we have kiosks and retail merchandising units available for your needs to help your business thrive. So don't hesitate. Feel free to give us a call. For more information, please contact Krista Pelster, our property manager, at 308-632-6000.
Across the state, every eye and ear is focused on one stadium where the sea of red is man-made. A place where every Saturday is a stage for our team, for our resolve, and for our values.
It's toughness, it's dedication, it's work ethic. That's what Nebraska is.
This is Husker Nation.
Set sweep here across town at Scottsbluff High, 25-16, 25-15, and 25-18. We've got Amanda Cochran, the Gering head coach, up here right now. And Coach, always nice to get this rivalry win. What'd you think the team did well tonight to win it in 3 straight?
I think we showed a lot of mental toughness, especially in that second set. They had a big old run on us, and we stuck in and just played point by point.
Olivia Schaub unofficially with 11 kills. Coach thought great matches from Macy Boggs and Zoe Smith.
Yeah, I really think that Liv had a tremendous night. She's starting to swing big and coming up for us in a lot of plays. So absolutely, Macy hustled really hard, got to every ball that we could ask her to get to, and Zoe passed lights out tonight.
I want to ask you about Jasmine Johnson. She hadn't played since her freshman year. I mentioned to Coach, it seems like she's got to be learning on the fly from practice to practice, from match to match, and she's getting a little more time as this season moves along. What are you seeing from her development?
Jasmine is absolutely just true athlete. She is a beast of a human specimen, and we're just super pumped that she's out for volleyball. She hasn't actually played since 8th grade, and she was on C team. So we're really excited about her progress so far, and hoping fill a role on our varsity level.
With where you're at right now, after having so little as far as returners coming back this year, do you think you're where you wanted to be? Did you think you'd be further along? Did you think you'd need to make more progress?
I think you always hope you're farther along, but we just have to take every day, as a learning experience and gain one new thing every day, and we'll get there by the end of season.
Coach, anything from you for Coach here tonight?
I just like the versatility that your kids have. I think you handled the ball really well off first contact. I don't think you guys made a lot of errors there. You're running a real high-tempo type offense, which can be high air at times. I thought your kids made some smart choices. We talked about that. I thought Scottsbluff, which doesn't have the height, at times took advantage of some open holes, but I think you guys did that as well. But I do like how well your kids are playing together, playing aggressive. Nowadays, you can't sit back and not do that, or what Coach Cook says, you want to be the hunter or the hunted. And I think definitely you guys were aggressive tonight and were the hunter, and I think it made a huge difference out there, even though Scottsbluff gave you a good fight.
Yep, awesome. That means a whole lot coming from you. Thanks a bunch.
I think I learned more about volleyball coverage tonight with Coach next to me than I have in any of the matches I've done or listening to Husker volleyball in the year. So this was a great educational tool for me with Coach Shadwinkle here tonight. Next up, you've got the Gothenburg invite. What do you expect talent-wise, competition-wise there?
The Gothenburg invite is an awesome tournament. Very fast-paced, high-tempo games on the eastern side of the state. So we're looking forward to great. Every match is a great match down there, so it'll be a tough weekend for us. But again, hopefully we take one thing from every game that we can keep building on.
Thanks for stopping up for some post-game coaches' comments. Amanda Cochran, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yep, my pleasure. As Gering wins it with a 3-set sweep here tonight, let's get to our Taco John's players of the game here with the Twin City rivalry matchup. Taco John's, of course, Scottsbluff and Gering make it a game day tradition. Unwrap the original before or after every game. We'll start with the team that came out on the losing side tonight. Coach Shadwinkle, and our player of the game, we decided on Shelby Bewley. What'd you like from her as a player?
Shelby is just a great all-around kid. She may not be the most athletic. She's definitely not the tallest kid that's out there, but I saw her make a lot of great, solid plays. I think in the second set, she was one of the servers that stepped back there and served well, good, consistent there. The thing I love about her, she seems like she's incredibly coachable. She made a mistake. She looked at her coach, kind of gave her a twinkle and a smile and said, hey, I'm in it. Trust me, I'm going to go. And she did that, and a lot of positives that you can take from that. And she also looks like she's a kid that's trying to be a leader out there as well, and you need that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. She's had that look even last year when she was just trying to see some court time as a sophomore. You'd see her get out there and she'd play with that edge and leader-type mentality. For Gering tonight, our Taco John's player of the game, Olivia Schaub led the team in kills. We mentioned Jenna Baltazar. She played great. Macy Boggs-Seddon. But, Coach, you wanted to go with Zoe Smith. What impressed you about her game, and what did you see in her tonight that wanted to give her the nod for player of the game?
Zoe is not a big, tall, flashy kid, but she just plays smart. She reminds me a lot of her mom. Chris was one of the best kids I coached all the way through, but she plays within herself, and what I mean there is she doesn't try to force things. And I see her out there trying to be, a leader, and if somebody makes a mistake or whatever, I don't see her rolling her eyes like girls can do. I don't see them, doing this and that. And the other thing I liked is the last time I watched them play, she played for Coach as an outside, and obviously Coach needed her in a different capacity tonight, and a kid that will step in and make that and still continue to play hard and not try to question themselves about why did I get taken out of this position, that. She serves well, she passes well, and I tell you what, in high school volleyball, if you can serve well and pass well, you're putting yourself in a position to win every game. You could have picked, Chris, any one of probably 5 or 6 Gering kids, but I am so old-fashioned about it comes from that first contact. And I tell you what, Zoe gave Gering's offense a shot to be able to set any one of those hitters so many times. I mean, just what a valuable kid out there on the court.
Excellent stuff from Coach Shadwinkle. The passion burns deep in the man right now. It's been that way forever, Coach. Thanks a lot. We're going to have to do this again and do it soon. We had a blast up here tonight, and appreciate all your volleyball expertise and lending a hand to tonight's broadcast, so thanks for the help.
You bet, Chris.
Final scores once again. It's 25-16, 25-15, and 25-18 as Gering gets the clean sweep. Special shout-out to our guy back at the station tonight, Alex, his final time getting us on and off the air and everything in between. Always doing a great job. Best of luck with whatever you got moving forward, Alex. And, of course, TJ on the TV side, on site, always working hard and getting us on and off the air with the TV side, everything else in between from him, and all our camera operators here tonight as well, whether it be Jayton, Jonas, or Beretta. Once again, your finals, Gering wins it in 3 straight, 25-16, 15, and 18. Until next time, that'll do it from Scottsbluff High for tonight. So long and good night, everybody. Thanks, Alex. Appreciate it.